I am thrilled to be at the magnificent Victorian Gothic Carlton Towers, which of course is also a family home. And I'm here at the private entrance to meet Lord and Lady Fitzalan Howard for a chat about what it's really like to live here. Plus, I'll be exploring the exquisite staterooms and interiors, and wait until you see what's growing inside the walled garden. When I married into the British aristocracy, it was the start of a wonderfully exciting journey. But it was also a little daunting. I became a viscountess, and for an American girl from a small town outside Chicago, that was quite a shock. I live with my husband Luke, heir to the Earl of Sandwich, and our family at Mapperton House in Dorset. Living in a place like this is a joy, but also a challenge. And every day we're aware that we're preserving a very special part of Britain's heritage. Mapperton has opened up an extraordinary new world for me, and I can't wait to share it with you all. So if you love castles and manors and stately homes as much as I do, please join this American Viscountess as I journey into the British countryside in search of some of Britain's finest historic houses. Carlton Towers dominates the surrounding Yorkshire landscape with its impressive Victorian Gothic architecture and ambitious scale. For over 30 years, it's been the family home of Lord Gerald and Lady Emma Fitzalan Howard. Hello!
Oh my God, so lovely to have you here. Oh my goodness me.
Hello, Gerald.
Lovely to see you again.
Welcome, Julie.
Great to see you again. Yeah, welcome.
Look
Come
at
on.
this
These
welcoming
are-
committee.
these are I know, they're father and son. This
Right.
is Ronnie, who's the baby.
Hi, Ronnie.
And this is the Fawn.
This is the Fonz from Happy
Yes,
Days. Yeah.
from Happy Days.
Henry
Literally.
Winkler.
The Henry Winkler.
Yeah.
I know, and I don't know why we called him the Fonz. We just love the name.
He looks like the Fonz.
Wonderful to be here.
Oh, well,
And
Come
right
in.
to
Yeah.
the
welcome you
private
here.
side.
Yeah.
So exciting.
Okay. Should we go and have some coffee?
Let's have
Brilliant.
some
Cup of coffee? Perfect. Okay, follow me. Follow me.
lovely and
Come on, boysies.
warm. Yes, we've got to
Come
bring
on,
my
Ronnie.
dogs.
How do you
Look
call?
it. Okay, so Ronnie has what color?
Ronnie has red.
Okay, Ronnie
Fonz
red.
has green.
That's
So Ronnie red.
Ronnie red, Fawn's
Yes.
green.
Yes.
Perfect.
Boom.
Am I
Make some
really in a
coffee.
castle? It doesn't feel like I
Well,
am.
this does seem like quite a normal kitchen, and in fact, it was Gerald's father's study,
Yep.
and where this is now was a corridor to the dining room. So we
Right.
just
Yeah,
took
there's
the
a wall
corridor
there with
out.
a fireplace
Doors
there.
changed to there to go into the dining room.
Okay.
And so we changed it because there was no kitchen here. There's a kitchen down the bowels of the earth where
Right.
and I had a child that was, a
Yes.
month old.
Yes.
With no kitchen, so we had to create
Yeah, a
proper
kitchen.
family
But
kitchen.
it was so, it took an architect to say, look, this is so simple.
Yes.
Just take that wall down.
Right.
Use
Black
the,
coffee, I
the
hear.
Yes,
corridor
thank
as
you
a,
so much.
kitchen bit. That was the way into the dining room. So that was a real door in there, and that actually was a fake door. They've just swapped it round, so that's now the real door. And that's the fake door.
Oh my.
And with that space, it makes a kitchen.
Right, and then you've got the dining room next door.
And the dining room's perfect, yeah.
The dining room is perfect.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
do you spend most of your time in here?
All the time.
Type-
in here.
Absolutely.
And in what we call the
Always in
morning
here.
room, where I think I'm going to
Yeah, we're gonna
grab
do.
some coffee in there.
Great.
And take some coffee.
I've always loved the name the morning room.
I think it's so Downton, isn't
yeah,
it?
it is down. It's very cheery.
It's very cheery, and it's only because the morning light
Well,
comes
yeah,
in
it
there.
is-
It's very,
it is,
very bright.
gets
It's
the
very bright and cheery.
Faces
Yeah.
Morning.
east, so it gets the
Yeah.
morning light.
It's
Yeah.
lovely. Okay,
Yeah.
so give me a little bit of a condensed history. I've walked into the private part, so I'm walking into the 17th century house. But
Okay.
Yes.
yeah.
So basically, there's been a house here since Doomsday. It's mentioned in
Okay.
the Doomsday Book, which is 1086.
Yep.
So it was given as one of the other Yorkshire manors to a friend of William the Conqueror's called Robert de Bruce.
Yeah, of course.
So his family lived here. We then married into that family in 1301.
Okay.
Make a bit of
And
noise,
then-
sorry.
Yeah, I love that. Coffee's going great.
Yeah, okay.
Good.
Coffee
You
sounds.
you married into that family, the De Bruce family, 1301.
1301. So actually, the house has been in family inheritance since Doomsday, since 1086.
Wow.
So actually, there's been a house here for 1,000 years. It's always been inherited. We married in 1301. It was then rebuilt a bit.
Right.
This bit here, the bit we're in now, is 1614.
Okay, wow.
And then the main bit was remodeled in the 1870s.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
yes, it's been here for 1,000 years.
Right, and there's
And
a
the family
Pugin
mo-
connection, isn't there?
There was?
Big
Pugin.
Pugin connection.
Pugin, it was his...
It was Pugin's
Nephew.
son, Edward Welby Pugin.
Okay.
His father, Augustus Welby, did the interiors of the Houses of Parliament.
Yes.
And Pugin's son did Carlton. He then rowed with my great uncle who was the chatelaine then, and they got a guy called John Francis Bentley in to complete the commission, who was actually a much greater architect. He was an ecclesiastical architect, did Westminster Cathedral, was a much more sympathetic and actually a much greater architect. Pugin's idea was the house was going to be double the size, but luckily we ran out of money.
Okay, right, because it's already, this...
Quite big.
Yeah.
But I'll show you where we ran out of money.
Okay, great. So where are we headed? Thank you for my coffee.
Absolute
So we're
pleasure.
going into the morning room, is that
We're
right?
going
go to the
into the
morning
morning room.
Ooh.
Yep.
Absolutely, yeah. Which is truly,
You lead the way, Em.
I'll lead the way. When people use drawing rooms or whatever, and
Yeah.
and invariably they're only for dinner parties, so they don't look lived in at all.
No.
We do everything in this room.
Oh, I'm
Absolutely
so excited.
everything.
Right. So here we are in the morning room. And this looks like you come in here often, right?
Oh,
this
this
is like this is the private side, isn't
This
it?
is we do everything in here. I mean, we watch the telly in the evening, or we've got people staying. This is our gathering. There's no other big posh drawing room somewhere that we will use. This is it, with the fire lit. We like the fire even if it's quite hot outside because it's just such a focal part of the room.
It is. It's lovely, and it's so relaxed, and I feel like I'm in. I mean, I know where I am. I'm in.
Yes.
I'm in a call. I'm the American. To me, this is a castle. You know, what I mean? It's
Right,
just-
okay, but-
it's just-
Yes.
But I mean, this is so homely.
Yeah, but this is lovely because this is, it can be me and Em,
Yes,
or we can have 30
or
people.
30 people in here. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And I
it's a
think
very-
what really helps is the panelling. I
Yeah.
mean, the panelling just gives it that absolutely, you're cocooned in such a cosy room. But it's still got a great elegance to it as well.
Of course, and look, you've got just the lovely sort of archways
I
here and
know.
the history around. So let's go back, if we can, to kind of the beginning, and the beginning of when the two of you first took over the running of Carlton Towers.
So we first moved up here in
1991.
November 91.
Right.
No one really lived here since the 70s. My grandparents died in the early 70s, 71, 72.
But it had been open to the public.
It was
sort
open to the
of,
public, but no one had
not-
really lived here.
No.
And I remember at that time, my father inherited it
Right.
because he was the eldest son. My father would love to have moved up here, but by then we grew up in a place near Henley-on-Thames, so my mother didn't want to move everyone up here. It was just sort of too impractical.
Yeah.
So there were questions like, what do we do with Carlton? Does a hotel want it? No. Does a police college want it? No. Does the council want it? No. It was a bit touch and go. So basically we sort of didn't quite dust sheet it up, but we started doing a few little guided tours. But it was mainly not lived in. We'd
Okay.
come up for high days and holidays, but it wasn't lived until we moved up in 91.
And you
But
both made that decision.
we both made those. But more importantly, if my grandparents had died in the 30s or the 50s, after the wars, I think there's a strong possibility that Carlton could have been pulled down.
Yeah.
That's right, 100%.
It was only by the 70s when it was listed
Yes.
that you couldn't do it. But yeah, no, because it's a bit of a amazing house. It's eccentric.
Yeah.
It's incredible. And
But it's also a bit of a white elephant.
Now it's
We
come
do-
into its own
Yes.
because we're living here. But
Yeah.
And let's just touch on that point, because I think it's really important to touch on that, because of course after the First and Second World Wars, so many of these beautiful heritage houses in Britain were pulled down because they would come back. The families would come back after the war, after the houses were requisitioned and they were in such a state, or the property tax,
or the owner had been killed in the war.
Yep. So that is extraordinary to think about. You're right that this probably could have been one of the casualties.
Totally.
You make the decision and you think, right, we have this beautiful listed building that hasn't been properly lived in. We're going since the 70s.
So
we're going to live in it.
So we drove up
indeed.
on a November's evening.
Yeah, with a 1-month-old baby.
With Arthur, 1 month old, in the bassinet in the back seat of the Alfa Romeo, which of course broke down on the way up. So we're struggling with sort of headlights not working. Anyway, we arrive here. We'd come from a rather lovely little mews house in Chelsea in London.
Right.
And we arrived here and we thought,
what have we done?
What the hell have we done?
Oh and of course, no kitchen.
No
as
lovely
discussed.
kitchen.
Right, yes.
No
and when we
kitchen.
came in and Arthur was crying and it was raining, it was this and that. And Emma wanted to feed him, so she wanted to open his little SMA carton.
Yeah.
SMA cartons of milk. So Gerald, go and get me something to open it. So, oh my God, it's like if I was a pair of Granny's rusty secretaires. So I opened it with that, and they went, "What do you think you're doing?" I was going, "Oh, for God's sake, what have we done?"
It's ghastly. We're here, and there's some practically rats scuttling around, and it was just awful.
But we made a go of it, didn't we?
And
so slowly,
so then
you've
got a 1-month-old. You're here, and did you then both think together, okay, we're going to make this a family home, but we need to make it commercially viable as well?
Yes.
Correct.
But I don't think we were even thinking that at that stage, because
we were doing a few weddings. We were doing sort of 5, 6,
but very
10
sort of
weddings a year.
amateur, right? And we weren't, because we weren't there. It would have been someone in the village, kind of vaguely doing a wedding.
Right.
You know, I mean, nothing.
So our main focus was to try and make it into a home. Hence the kitchen.
Yes.
So there was the kitchen was way downstairs. Kitchen, and just children's bedrooms, just sort of nice, cosy bedrooms, and putting in. Heating. None of the bedrooms were heated.
Well, the children's bedrooms still aren't. I'm telling you that here and now.
They still are. That's a very good point. They still aren't. Actually.
They literally are not.
No wonder they don't.
Or actually, and the guest rooms aren't. There's no.
The guest rooms are.
No, they are. Oak hasn't. Oak and Little Blue have not got central heating.
The main
no,
guest
but
rooms
our ones on our wing there is no central heating.
Gosh.
I can tell you that here and now.
Right, you've got your little.
We've got little fan heaters.
Yeah,
it's absolutely fine.
Yeah, they work. They work.
Yeah.
So that's your first priority, is to make it into a family home.
Yes.
So you've done the family home, and then you think, right, now we've got to sort of up the wedding.
So the business was sort of bubbling on in the background, but then
it wasn't bubbling.
It was simmering. It was coming to the boil. Anyway, then we started doing that, and I remember things like if we had sort of prospective wedding guests coming round. And they were going, oh, I like this, but Anyway, we'd send the children on their tricycles, and they'd be running around. And the wedding guests go, oh, isn't this sweet? Oh,
so
charming.
cute. So
cute. They were good little sort of selling points.
Yes, of course, because everybody...
Because they love a family home.
Because the thing about Carlton
real
is...
children.
Yeah.
It is it's very grand from the outside, and actually some of the big rooms are quite grand. But actually, it's got a real family feeling.
Yeah.
And when people come and stay here, we very much want them to feel they're our guests, that it's their house for the weekend, that it's not some sort of grand thing, that it's
no, it's a family home. I mean,
it's a comfortable family
here,
home.
and we do have people from far-flung places, and not as often as we'd like. But I mean, we want them to say, look, you are coming into a proper family home. We live here.
Right.
We're cooking lunch next door.
Yes.
And I'm hoovering in here.
Yes.
And it's not hotel. We don't have tellies in the bedrooms. We don't have mini bars.
No.
It's you are our guests, and it's a proper old-fashioned family guest experience.
Yeah.
I mean, at the point of labouring it's when you come here, it's a house party.
Fantastic.
I'd love it to feel like it's a house party.
So 91. You've been here since 91. But you've also taken Carlton Towers and really put it on the map. You have a lot of weddings that happen here. 55 to 60 weddings a year. You've got big events. You have house parties. And is that something new that you've ventured into? People coming to actually get that Downton Abbey experience.
We are very much, we
Correct.
call them stately stays, and people will very much very much do that. I know. I mean,
Stately
someone
stays.
else came up with that idea. and it's
Fantastic.
Stately stays, and what they'll do is they it can be an individual. It can be but we've got to justify it. I mean, at least sort of 12 couples have to all do it. Whether they're all friends of each other, we don't mind.
Right.
But they've got to justify because obviously it's the staff and the all.
But
all
it does
that.
work very well. If it is like we've just had my brother-in-law's 70th
Right.
here, and they had 38 people, and it just
Including
was a
a
really
few Americans, actually.
including a few Americans.
Yeah.
And actually, it was just a really lovely. It was very interesting for us to see it from the inside.
Because we
and
don't
be
we
guests.
don't attend the
Right,
weddings,
yes, of
obviously,
course,
you
of
know.
course.
So to see it as guests, and I have to say, we did it bloody well.
So I also want to just move on to what you both are doing now, because of course as I drove in, I had noticed in that historic walled garden, not a typical walled garden, but some vineyards.
It is a vineyard.
Okay, yeah, we have a little
Yes.
vineyard
Some
there.
vines, I should say. I
Yeah.
noticed
Some
some
vines.
vines.
Some
Some
vines.
vines in a vineyard, yeah.
Original?
No.
Clever? What? I've
Oh,
never
I see
seen
what you
this
mean.
before.
It wasn't original, but I mean, that was a beautiful walled garden, which when
So
there were
in Granny's
servants.
day, it was a wall garden with
Right.
vegetables in it.
Okay.
It was a
They
kitchen
sort of-
garden.
And they sort of grew
And
peaches
they grew
exotic
peaches
fruits.
and
Yeah, the
and
Victorians
vegetables,
did.
and probably proper old-fashioned greenhouses, the likes of which we all
which
can
I can
remember.
remember. It was a wall garden.
Yes.
Granny had it, and I remember it well. Then when Granny died, we let it to a market gardener because obviously we couldn't. I mean,
Right.
Granny had a sort of a stall in Goole Market that the gardener would take all the vegetables.
Oh, the produce.
But I mean, it was just.
It was all very scruffy. And
Right,
It was
yeah,
all
yeah.
good,
Yeah, it was
So
very
anyway, so we then got this market garden in. That was fine for a bit, and then actually it was just grassed over for many years, and then we put some pigs in it. We started having pigs. Then now pigs are in the woods, but still they're in the wall garden. And I remember we went on an incredibly grand Royal Horticultural Society sponsored.
What to do with your wall garden?
Wall garden
Right.
seminar
That's a first world problem.
Right.
at a capability brown design garden and all that. And Emma and I were thinking, oh my God, this is a bit sort of nerve wracking.
Right, right.
And sort of people came up and said,
So out of our depth.
There was a guy there who was a South African wine maker.
A sort of dude, real dude.
And he'd bought a wall garden in Dorset because he said they've got a microclimate. So I got back here and I got a JCB digger in, dug 3 trenches to see the soil structure.
Right.
So it goes down from topsoil down to sand and gravel. So drainage is very good. Drainage
Right.
is very important for a vineyard.
And anyway, and of course,
So-
the pigs had ruffled up all the thing. And got
Yeah,
all
yeah,
the
they were
nutrients all
roodling it,
going-
yep.
roodling away. So that was all great. And so we thought, right, and we
So you did it.
purchased how many? 2,000 vines.
So we
half of
got-
which are Chardonnay and half of which are Pinot Noir. Only ever going to make sparkling wine because that's all a climate could cope with. So it's genuine is a microclimate in there. The walls are slightly sloping, aren't they? Which
Yeah,
obviously
we'll show them
attracts
later.
more
It's
sunlight.
Yes,
a
I'm
genuinely old wall
excited.
garden.
Yes. Can
Yeah.
I also say we planted all our vines ourselves?
Did
we
you?
did
Yeah.
it. Well, we got a bit of help, but
yeah,
we
but
were.
2,000.
We
2,200.
we again, we were
Crikey.
very.
And I mean, we're out pruning. I mean, Emma, you prune.
You're not.
I do.
I'm gonna-
It's untrue. I do.
I'm going to taste some
do.
later, aren't I?
Yeah, definitely.
You are.
So we planted it, and actually we didn't do it totally correctly. We didn't put stakes in. We trellised it. We didn't put stakes in for some reason. So these vines were just growing like mad.
Right.
And so you get sort of 5 tendrils coming up and going like mad. And I thought, oh, this is crazy. We've got to just either think it's a bad idea and pull it all up, or just get our heads around it. So we got our heads around it, and we were out there, 5:30 in the morning, staking them and cutting it down to one stem and all that, and it was all a nightmare. And I remember being out there one morning, and it was raining. I thought, oh, for God's sake. I looked up, and I could see my father looking down, going, Gerald, a vineyard in the wall garden. Bloody hell, well done you, lad. Well done you.
Because he loved Carlton.
he
Because he was
loved
brought up
Carlton.
here. He
And he
loved
was
Carlton,
obsessed
and
with
there's a
Carlton.
plaque in the local Catholic church that said Miles Francis Stapleton Fitzallen Howard. Carlton
Duke
was
of Norfolk.
his home.
So when we have
I know he just
great
he loved, He
vintage,
would love to have lived here.
I'm
until he died.
going to call it Duke Miles after my
We
father.
have a very
Oh,
fine.
wonderful.
So
vintage.
like a Dom Perignon
Yep,
for the
yep.
champagne. So
I
Duke Miles is going to be when it's
have
going to be
one
a good,
sort of yes, it's a
in
special.
memory of Dad.
It was so funny that you.
That
so
is a lovely
sweet, that.
tribute. That is lovely.
he'll be
And he
very
would have
proud.
completely been
Yeah.
blown away by this.
How wonderful.
And I know.
Gosh, it's brilliant. What you two have done now,
Yes.
I know we're in this cozy private part, but I also know that there are some staterooms, more, formal. I'm in a castle pretty much.
Yeah.
I'd love to see a couple of those.
unimaginably call them the big rooms.
With the children always going to, we're just going to the big rooms.
Yeah, I'm the American. I'm just going to tease
Okay, well,
this
we'll
out
go
as
through the
much
big
as
rooms.
possible.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's go through the big rooms. Shall we do that?
Okay.
Right, this is the armoury.
Goodness.
I know, it's lovely, isn't
it's
it?
exquisite, and the craftsmanship.
I know,
that
look up at the
went
ceiling and,
into just this, I'm just in
Yes.
space number 1 right now. This is unbelievable. And can I ask you a question? Has it, what I'm seeing right now,
Yes.
has it changed? Or this is what,
The actual wall coverings, all the panelling, nothing has changed. All we've done is just put furniture in here. This, for the weddings, early weddings,
Right.
this used to be the dance floor. So
Okay.
I just said, no, it's so dark and
it's
dreary, let's make it into a sitting area.
so what I'm seeing on the walls, the stained glass,
Yes.
the carvings, the minstrel's gallery.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is all the
Nothing's
Victorian renovation
changed.
Right.
by John Francis Bentley.
Okay, so let's get into a little bit. Okay, whoa! Now there's a door there. Let's get into the bit of where I am in the house.
So here you're at the crossing point between the old Jacobean house
Okay,
and the more modern Victorian Gothic house.
okay.
And so this
Crossing
was, so basically it was my great uncle who
Yep.
in the 1870s inherited everything and wanted to design this extraordinary house to sort of entertain crown heads of Europe and popes and God knows what.
Right.
The house was going to be double the size. So his architect was a guy called Edward Welby Pugin, whose father had designed the interiors of the Houses of Parliament.
Who is the Pugin that we?
Who was the Pugin,
Yes.
yeah.
The
So this was his
Pugin.
son,
It's
who was
his
obviously
son.
trying to sort of emulate his father. So he had this incredibly grand design for Carlton.
Wow.
We then ran out of money, and we ran out of money there. So this was going to be a
Okay.
grand staircase, then a baron's
that sort of
hall,
went nowhere,
baron's hall
really.
here, and a chapel.
Okay.
We luckily, well, I mean, yeah, we ran out of money there.
Okay.
Thank
Yeah.
God we didn't run out of money on the ground floor. Those who have the biggest bungalow in Europe. But so we ran out of money vertically. And actually, if you look on the end of the house, when I say we ran out of money, literally, there's the brick wall
We'll show you that.
with the archway going into the grand staircase. We couldn't even afford to render it. It literally is just brick.
It's just brick.
So he then ran out of money. Pugin,
Yes.
he fell out with him.
Oh.
So he then got to finish off the commission a great architect called John Francis Bentley, who was a Yorkshire-born ecclesiastical architect whose main commission was Westminster Cathedral in London.
Oh my
And I think
goodness.
Pugin got as far as the interior of the inner hall there,
Okay.
which is rather sort of Gothic and rather sort of depressing.
It's a bit more dour,
Bentley-
isn't
bit
it?
more
Yeah.
dour.
Yeah.
Bentley then took over
Okay.
and was a much more enlightened architect.
Yes.
And designed everything from all the woodwork, the Minster's Gallery, all the chandeliers, all the cupboards.
Yes,
all
just
all
brighter.
Yeah.
And it's more open and brighter.
More
Yes,
open.
you're right.
Yes.
And so he did the chandeliers as well.
He did all the chandeliers, and actually all the
Sensational.
wardrobes in the house, and the beds, and a lot of the furnishings. So the whole point about the house are these 3 rooms here.
This is okay. So what's this room called?
Okay, so this is the Venetian drawing room. And when Bentley was designing the room, he found some Venetian glass. So he's themed it around the Merchant of Venice. The walls are supposed to look like Italian stamped leather,
Yes.
but they're gilded plaster. He designed all the chandeliers and everything.
These are an exact copy of what we had before, but they were all rotting, obviously sun damage.
Right. Yes.
And so, and you know, we'd have guests saying who would just go, oh no, they're too scruffy, and you know, wanted them to look all posh again. So the original people who made these is a company called Watts of Westminster, who is an old-fashioned Dickensian shop in Westminster
Right.
that is notable for its ecclesiastical vestments. So it's mostly that, but then they've gone on to do unbelievable fabrics for sort of very large stately homes throughout Great Britain. And anyway, they still had this archivally.
Did they?
And so I said, we want to redo it. Obviously,
Yeah.
it weren't going to be cheap, let's face it. But they did. But what they couldn't do is get the exact quality that the originals had in all today's technology.
Wow.
These are stunning.
Yes,
But they're not
stunning.
as
But
they're
the
not
backing
as
is not quite as fine as.
no,
as the
this
originals.
silk, this and
It's so big,
but
but-
it's
but
stunning. And then
what else-
luckily we could
this-
rescue the what's it called, passementerie, isn't it? The tasseling.
Right, the tasseling, yeah.
We
so-
rescued that.
So that's original?
That is literally
Wow.
original. That's from 1870. But these are brand new. And what's more, they will be better. They won't get so sun damaged.
Well, this room is stunning. I mean,
It
there's
is
just-
undoubtedly stunning. There's no.
So this is, okay, so the Victorians built lots of engineering things, railways, town halls, things like that, but very few country houses. So I would argue this is probably one of the finest Victorian country house interiors in the world.
Well, I'm going to accept that argument
yeah,
and say it's true.
So, and as I say, that's how it was when it was put up. Luckily, the family title is Beaumont.
Right.
and it was
Plus Bentley, so-
he could put B's everywhere.
Yeah, I was
And
wondering
no one's
about
no
that. I
one's going to
noticed
question
No one's
that,
gonna question it.
because
Okay.
it's Lady Beaumont, Baroness
This
Beaumont.
is the
I love heraldry, so
family
tell
coat
me,
of arms.
the coat of arms. Now, this is interesting to me because I'm
There's
not.
a lot going on.
I'm not very good with sort of dog breeds, but what?
Okay, so
what are
they're
they?
called Talbot hounds.
Okay.
And I think they're a now extinct hunting dog.
Yeah.
I think they were sort of French or European, maybe.
I think they were
But
French.
they're used as a memorial device,
Okay.
and they've always got a split left ear.
I see
if
that.
You can see, with
Yes.
3 drops of blood,
Oh, yes.
which you can see that.
Yeah, I
right
see
here.
that. Yeah.
And they're some sort of immoral device. I don't know the complete history of them.
Okay.
But they're
so
sort of-
they're part of your
They
heraldry.
were hunting
Yes.
hounds, yeah. And
And you've got
um,
Talbots coming down there as well, but you'll
there are-
see
there
those
are many
later
Talbots.
on the entrance to them. And Talbots on the top there.
Oh, yes.
So
Yeah,
they
I
feature.
see.
They do feature quite heavily.
Yeah, the family motto
Yes. What?
is
Yes.
Mieux sera, which actually you see quite a lot around those, including on the clock tower. And the family motto is Mieux sera, which means it will be better, which is quite a sort of odd motto,
Yeah.
but actually quite apt, I think, because when my great uncle designed the house and went bankrupt, he then died.
Yes.
My great grandfather inherited the debt.
Okay.
And literally, you'll see from the outside, we were completely bankrupt. It was in the bankruptcy courts.
Oh my gosh.
He then looked west for an heiress.
Right.
Sadly, didn't get as far as Baltimore or
No,
Pittsburgh or
or
New
even
York.
Chicago,
He got
yeah.
Or Chicago. He got as far as Skipton.
And Skipton is
Fine.
is that near
So
here?
That's quite
Very
away.
near here.
Okay, yeah.
About an
Where
hour away.
The family there is called the Tempests.
They're Broughton Hall.
So my great grandmother was a Tempest. She brought it back out of the bankruptcy courts, and we carried on living here. So the motto.
So this is your great. This is your great grandmother.
My great grandmother was
a Tempest. And she was an English heiress.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, she was English
she owned-
with
she owned-
with money, which
Yeah,
was
yeah,
great.
yeah.
With money, so she owned
Yeah.
bits of Bolton, very nice. Not quite New York though. Or
Okay.
Pittsburgh.
No,
But anyway,
no.
we're very grateful.
Right.
Yes.
So she came in one sense. Do you feel that she was kind of the savior of
Oh, yes.
She was
Carlton Towers?
undoubtedly the saviour.
In
In every sense, I'd
without
say.
that, it was actually sold, and we managed to buy it back. Wow. All the estate was sold. So there used to be sort of 20,000 acres, 30,000 acres. That was all sold.
Okay.
So there's just the parkland now and a 1,000-acre farm.
Right, but she was able. She was able.
She was able to buy the house and the parkland back.
Right.
And then over the years, we've sort of, bought a little bit more and done
Yes.
this and done
Yes.
that. But without her, no, we would be.
This would not be.
So Mieux sera is a very apt.
Yes,
motto.
it is.
It is indeed.
Okay, and this is called the card room.
Card
I don't
room.
quite know why. I mean, it was never.
I don't think it's ever been documented why it was called the card.
I mean,
Do you think it was meant to be
I think-
playing
They did play
cards
cards.
and gambling?
I know, but it's sort of. Anyway, it's called the
In a
card
card room.
God knows
Love
why.
it.
So again, you've got all the bees for Baroness Beaumont and Bentley, all designed by, and things like the carvings. I mean, so that's, that's a flat bit of wood. That's not stuck on. That's carved from it.
That's
Yes, that is.
By Erskine Knox. So that's the coronet for a baronet.
Yeah.
A barony. There's the bee, and there's the Mieux Syrah.
Yeah,
It will be better.
exactly.
It will be better.
It will be better.
There we go.
Yes.
But
There
you
we
can
go.
see
And
that
then
we're sort of slightly running out of money. This is less grand.
But
than
the wallpaper is again what's Westminster, because not only did they do fabrics for popes and whatever, they did fabulous and do fabulous wallpaper, and the rest of it is stenciling.
I
So
see.
you can see the ceiling is stenciled and it's beautiful. But that is wallpaper, that is stenciling, and obviously that is wallpaper.
And the tiles?
And then if there's a fireplace in this house, of which there are many, they're all surrounded by Delft tiles, which is, I'm sure you know, is an exquisite Dutch tiling. And we have people who come here who just want to do a tile tour.
Right. This is just sort of pure Victorian because you can see
Yes,
how
yes.
everything is just embellished. You've got the gold everywhere, the gilt gold everywhere. It's really, I'm showing off.
No.
It's
the
very-
Victorians-
I'm
the
showing
Victorians
off my
knew how to
wealth.
build,
Yeah.
They got it.
Yep.
Yeah, they really did.
Yeah.
I don't really see how you're running out of money. I mean, to me, this is
Well, it's just a bit less-
It's still
Pretty
up
grand,
point, maybe.
yes.
Still pretty grand. I mean, you've got bees all the way across there
Yes,
as well.
yes.
And the ceiling and the gilt and
The attention to detail
Gosh.
is extraordinary.
the carvings.
This is the picture gallery,
Right. Lovely.
which says what it does
Yeah.
on the tin.
You come in here and it was meant to be,
Yeah.
you're hanging
So-
your pictures, you're looking at
So
it.
this is less ornate than the other rooms because obviously you wanted a blander background for the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's still got sort of,
We
lovely
had to sell a
carvings.
few for the
We've had to sell a
roof.
few.
Yeah.
But nothing of any great note.
No.
They're mostly religious.
Yes, yes. And,
As you can see, the fact that they're practically all religious.
They're all very
some
religious.
some portraits, but
and Delft tiles again.
Delft
Yeah,
tiles
Delft-
again, a
Delft
different
tiles.
colourway. That's rather
Lovely.
splendid dark brown.
And big parties in here as well.
Big
'cause
parties in
as you
here.
said, just
Big
you.
parties in here.
People tend to get married in the Venetian,
Yes.
and then the actual wedding feast would be in here.
Here, right. Lovely.
And then.
But you can see the
these-
carvings diminish. Look at this.
I see.
Lovely
So
by
they're
any
getting-
standards, but look at the doors.
We are running out of money.
So plain. The stenciling's less, much more basic.
Right.
Everything. You really can tell
Right.
money is
So what-
running
This,
out.
this was.
What's behind here?
Well, okay, behind here.
Well, this is very,
This was
very
going to go to the grand staircase.
Yes, which you
Sadly,
showed me, that big.
It's
No.
It's just a brick wall.
Oh my goodness.
But I'm quite tempted to have a
A sort of
trompe d'oeil
trompe
done
d'oeil.
of
Yeah.
what it
Imagine.
would have looked like.
It's a mural of a.
But the problem is you get all these sort of
So
guests walking
this
in.
was supposed, you would walk
Thi-
into here.
This is going to be the grand
grand
staircase.
staircase.
Yeah. And there's going to be the chapel up there and the Baron's.
Look at this.
There you go.
And so they just
But-
ran out of money. They still did some carvings around
They-
here.
There's
so,
just
they-
brick. I mean, it's
they-
amazing because they plan to. You're
Yeah.
right.
They absolutely plan it. You're right, and there's carving there.
There's carving there.
But on the outside, as you've seen, or you'll see, it's just a brick wall.
Yeah. And you
Which we
can
couldn't
see
even
a
board
sort of
around.
arch.
But you're
It's
right,
just
that's
a sort of-
interesting. That,
Yeah.
Do you know, I've never
Do you
really
know, I
properly
had,
clocked that.
I'd forgotten all about that.
carving
Well
here.
spotted.
Yeah.
So it was ready to go.
We're
Ready to
good
go.
to
Lead
go.
into the big
Good to go.
staircase.
Do you know, we should almost leave that open.
No, Emma.
Well, I think it's such a
No,
story.
it is such a story.
We leave it open when we painted the trompe d'oeil on it.
Yeah.
you can already tell just by walking through those rooms what a fun party space this is, but then you come into here and here, and it's a bit more quaint and...
Well, it's just cozier.
It's cozier.
Yeah, it's just cozier. So if someone wants to quietly sit a disco number out,
yes,
and it's some sort of old Aunt Maud,
yes,
they can come in here because it'll always be quiet in here.
And what's this room
So this is the Beau drawing room.
Okay. Lovely.
And so this is where we have some family portraits. So that's my grandmother, whose house. So the Carlton was passed through my grandmother's line. So she was Baroness in her own right, one of the very few titles that can go through a female line. So this is very much my grandmother's house. The family name was Stapleton. The titular name is Beaumont.
Yes.
She then married my grandfather, who was Lord Howard of Glossop. So they were both in the House of Lords.
Together?
Together, yeah.
Incredible.
He looks rather austere, but actually he was a lovely man.
And she's a stunner, by the way.
I always think she looks like a young Queen Mother.
Yeah.
When she was, I always think she does look very like her.
I think she also looks like a very Hollywood, you know, sort of famous
Hollywood
celebrity. Okay, but happy marriage between.
Very happy marriage, yeah, absolutely.
Eight children.
They had 8 children.
Wow.
All M: Miles, Michael, Martin, Mirabel, Miranda, Miriam. Oh God, I always forget the last one.
Miriam.
And another one.
Right, another M.
So 4 girls, 4 boys, all M.
So your father.
Miles.
That's my father,
yes.
Miles.
Okay.
He was the eldest.
He's looking quite dapper there.
He was very dapper.
There you go. Fantastic. So, but he didn't live here. Is that right?
They all grew up here.
Right, they all grew up here.
And then when my grandparents died in the 71, 72, my father would have loved to have moved back here. But by then, my mother, we grew up near Henley-on-Thames.
Right, yes.
And so, you know, we were all getting, you know, we were in our teenagers and all that.
Yeah,
so there's no way we were going to move back here. So no one really moved back here till we moved in 1991.
Yeah.
So no one had been here for
a good 20 years.
And when can I ask, when did your father die? Before you moved in here?
My father died in 2002.
So he,
yes.
Oh, so he was he
So
pleased
he would come up.
that you had moved in here?
Oh, he was just
Cockahoo.
thrilled. Thrilled that we moved in here, that our children grew up here. And Dad used to come up here the whole time. Dad was so
brilliant.
He was
so happy.
So he knew that we'd settled here
and
we were raising a family here, and you know.
It is really a happy ending, even though he didn't live here in his.
Mieux sera, although it then did get better. Yeah.
Right, it did get better. Yeah. And I'm looking around this room. The other thing that I've spotted is not only do you have, you know, your ancestors on the walls here, but you also have, you know, more recent pictures. You've got lovely photos of children when they were younger, you know, babies.
Well, people love that. Yeah. People want to see that.
Exactly.
You know?
And that's what makes these homes so different from when you go into a National Trust home
or hotel.
This is a living home.
It's a living home.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And you know, sometimes we use this room.
Yeah.
If we're a big party over Christmas, we'll come and use it.
Yeah. And I love the colour. Did you put the colour on?
I did. I was a very, very awful, the coldest blue that has ever been invented. How that even got off the, you know, I don't know. It was the most horrible blue and very, very sort of nasty curtains.
It was a grey blue, wasn't it?
It's a grey blue. These were very nasty curtains, so I just wanted to lift it into this bright, bright colour.
Really lovely what you both have done.
Oh,
just to open up your doors.
All the decorating.
Just open up your doors to make sure that, you know, the public can come in and have a good time. Yeah. Which is what these houses were built for.
Exactly.
Yep.
For over 800 years, Carlton Towers has been welcoming visitors. And Gerald and Emma's creative spirit is evident all around, extending into the parkland. Gerald took me out to see life on the estate. I can see Carlton Towers there. Yep. We're out on one of your fields, is that right?
We're out basically in the parkland.
Okay.
So basically we've got 300 acres of parkland, which is about 200 acres of pasture and about 100 acres of woodland.
Yep, see that?
And it used to just be, the land got really badly poached. Anyway, so I took the decision a few years ago to farm it regeneratively.
Fantastic.
So starting with our herd of cows, English longhorn cattle.
Lovely.
This is our herd here. And so we got these about last year.
Okay. Oh.
And now we've got a proper breeding herd. you can see our bull.
I can see the
who's
bull is
called King.
King is
Who's
staring.
very friendly. These are English Longhorns, and they are very friendly.
Yeah.
They can live outside all year. They're hardy, friendly, lovely, lovely cows.
Right.
And it's what we do here is we mob graze them.
Okay.
So you can see they're in a very tight knit cell at the moment.
Yes, they
Then
are.
tomorrow morning they'll be moved again and again and again. And basically that is to replicate how grasses grew up with herbivores.
Right.
So if you mob graze them, they graze down to about a third of the way down to the growth points.
Okay.
Then they move on. If you leave them just to, they might graze right down to the bottom.
Okay.
This is how grasses grew up with herbivores. On the plains, you'd have tight-knit groups of herbivores, tight-knit because there were predators around them, always moving on. So they'll stay on here for a day, then move on, and they probably won't come back to this bit for another 6 months. But it means the grasses then grow up. They've then got all their nutrients on it from the cows.
Yes.
And you can see, because it's all about the soil.
Yes.
Everyone's obsessed with CO2 up there.
Yeah.
No, we should be looking down, not up.
Right. Sequestering.
Soil is the
We're
important thing.
sequestering carbon here.
Because in carbon, but more than that, just creating soil community, healthy, proper soil.
So that's right.
You know, in a teaspoon of soil, you get healthy soil, there's more humans than there are on the planet. There are 10 billion microbes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And it's amazing. And there's a community down there. And the worst thing you can do with farming is ploughing. Because think about it, you've got a community down there. That's like we've built a community in London. We've got all the tube systems and the banks and the shops and the fish and chip shops and then suddenly a very plough comes along and we go, oh, what the hell happened there? Oh my God,
Yep.
we've got to start again. So we start again, we build up all this and another year later, plough comes along. We're going, just don't do it. Just leave it and the soil will grow up to be healthy, produce nutriently dense food, and that's what we want.
Right.
And
so you're using the Longhorns for your mob grazing to
Yep.
make the soil healthier, much healthier. And then what's the next plan after that? Once you've sort of moved them along, soil's healthy, is there a plan for this field?
yeah, fun enough, we won't ever plant arable here because it's parkland.
Okay.
So they'll just move around. Afterwards, we're going to follow chickens on with them.
Right.
So we'll have a mobile chicken unit. This will be the next plan next year. So we'll leave the field for about a few days, let all the sort of bugs come in.
Yes.
Then use chickens. We've got pigs in the woods, but no, we won't. On the other bit of the farm, we'll start to do arable things like that. But at the moment, for the parkland, no, we're just using the cows.
So you're really using them right now for the parkland just to make the soil healthier, but also I suspect, which then will attract more biodiversity.
More biodiversity, and also to have meat.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah, of course.
This is they're not just there to look at.
No, exactly. It's fascinating though, Gerald, because what you're also, telling me is that you're not taking away from any food production. It's right there. There
It's
it
right
is.
there.
But also,
It's right
at the
there.
same time, you're making sure that the soil is healthy.
Correct.
And which will then
Yeah.
attract more biodiversity, which
Biodiversity and more
nature recovery.
Nature recovery, and also this is quite low lying here, so this can flood a bit. Past year's been incredibly wet. Past 2 years.
Yeah,
been incredibly wet.
yeah.
But weirdly, where we've mob grazed them, where we've moved them on, where we've started that process, in 1 year, the soil has sort of become more spongy.
Wow.
Just in 1 year, it's extraordinary.
Unbelievable.
And so, give it a few more years. I mean, this is slightly higher ground down by the lake, but in 1 year, the soil has got completely different and is spongy.
Isn't it extraordinary? Yeah.
But it's going to see them.
Okay.
They are incredibly tame.
Fantastic.
They're really lovely.
I mean, I have bovine phobia, but
I know,
no problem.
I totally respect that.
It's okay, you've
So
got an
they're-
electric fence.
So these
So-
electric fenced. So that's King, who's our bull.
Yeah.
So when he arrived, he had 6 heifers with him. So of course we call him Henry.
Right.
King Henry, 'cause he has 6 wives. and that.
Exactly.
And King is a really nice bull. And those are some of his calves there.
Yeah.
They do look incredibly docile, don't they? I mean, they're
Yeah,
incredibly
look at that.
relaxed.
Look, they just backed away from us.
Yeah.
They're more afraid of us than than I am, I should say. I
Than
am
you
of
are,
them.
yeah.
Yes, exactly.
No, they're
Wow.
very, I mean, God, they look so laid back.
They're not
Come on,
even
you get up a
standing
little bit.
No, I'm happy with them
Okay,
lying.
you're happy. I mean, the old adage, if the cow sit down, it's going to rain.
Look at them. That is that is the truth, is that right? What is that saying?
Okay, the adage is that when a cow is sitting down or lying down, it's going to rain.
Rain, yes.
But in England, of course it's going to rain. It's what it does in England, okay?
It rains every day.
But as Bob Hope said, if you don't like the English weather, just wait a minute.
Yeah.
Which is sort of true.
It's true. It's absolutely true. Well, they're absolutely stunning and beautiful. and also just being incredibly useful.
And they're just happy.
Yeah, they're looking.
Those are happy cows.
Yep.
Right, let's go and see some pigs, shall we?
All right, let's go see pigs. Let's go see
Bye-bye,
pigs.
cows.
Okay, bye, King.
Bye, King.
Look at I mean, this is the most laid-back herd I have
they are.
ever come across. Usually
They're very laid
they're
back.
super curious. They're
Yeah,
like, no,
I
we're
know. I
munching.
mean, they're not even
They're-
curious.
No, they're not.
Which I'm rather sad about, actually. I wanted them to come and greet me.
It's okay, I'm fine with
Anyway.
it, Gerald.
Or maybe I told them that you were a bit nervous.
That's
so they said, okay, it's
exactly
fine,
right.
Fine. We'll just stay
They
here, it's
knew.
okay.
They
knew.
could smell it.
They
She's
could
got
smell it.
bovine phobia. We'll make sure.
Now that's awful, though. One of
I
Emma's
know.
got that as well.
Does she? So
Yeah.
does she come out and see the longhorns or
No.
not really? No.
No.
All right.
So these are our pigs.
Lovely. I don't have any phobia with pigs,
Good.
FYI.
These are good. These are good.
These now what species are these?
So these are Oxford Sandian Blacks,
Okay. Oh my gosh.
which
Hello.
were a sort
Hello.
of, they were an old breed. Then I think they sort of, ow, no, stop that.
Look
stop
at
it.
that. What were
Stop
they
it.
just doing?
Eating my trousers.
Oh. Okay.
Stop that. Behave, okay?
Look at them. They're just looking for food, aren't they?
I think they think we bought food.
Okay, so they're in this wood here.
They're in this wood here, and then so we move them around the wood,
Yep.
and then once they've done this wood, we'll then move them to the other woods. So again, we're just moving them all around.
Right.
And so yeah, they've been in here for a few months, and you can see they've pretty much got all the ground cover. So
Yes.
then we'll move them on around the wood, and then next year we'll put them into the other woods. Yeah, we'll try and use it all.
Yeah. Fantastic. And making the soil healthy again.
Heading back to the house, we met Emma at the walled garden to see what's affectionately known as Duke Miles' Wine Project, after Gerald's father Miles, the 17th Duke of Norfolk.
Here we
So
go.
here's our vineyard.
Here's our little vineyard.
Within
So-
your walled garden.
Garden,
So
yeah.
clever.
And so we got so we planted it in 2016 Pinot Noir
Right.
and 2017 Chardonnay.
Chardonnay.
Okay. So this is the dividing
This is
line.
the dividing line. So
Okay.
we're
Absolutely,
about
yes.
55% Pinot Noir,
Okay.
45% Chardonnay, and those are the two champagne grapes
Okay.
plus
Yep.
Pinot Meunier, which we haven't
We
got.
didn't plant. We're not
But-
so big
Right.
enough to do
so
that.
we're just doing that.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
okay. And is it true that, I mean, this is what I've been told through, the grapevine and et cetera, and reading online and all of that, that the English sparkling wine is becoming more popular than champagne.
You're
That
not wrong.
everybody
You're
I
not
speak to
wrong.
says this.
No.
No, I mean basically down south on the South Downs, that's the same strata of rock that Champagne's on,
Yeah.
the chalk. So it comes
Right.
up through the Paris Basin, up through the Channel, then becomes the South Downs.
Yeah.
And with climate getting warmer, the South Downs is a better area now for champagne production, for sparkling wine production.
Right, sparkling wine.
It's,
We're
just,
north
it's,
of
it's
that.
getting too
Right.
hot.
The only reason it works for us is we're in a walled garden. So we've
They'll
got
have
a
to
bit of
start
microclimate.
making red.
Yeah.
We're in a
At this
microclimate.
stage, they'll have to start growing red grapes and make a.
But interesting that you've decided, that's very clever, because you're right, the climate, we're north England, and you decided to use walled garden, which of course is a microclimate because
Yes.
it's
It's
keeping
its
in
own
the heat,
microclimate, correct.
Exactly.
to then create a vineyard rather than doing the traditional sort of kitchen garden.
Well, do you know what? The traditional kitchen garden, there's an awful lot more people involved. I mean, okay, this.
Yeah.
You've got to have-
You don't do this all year long. This you go, when you pitch grapes,
Right,
right, you can
yeah.
go now. I mean, bye-bye. Don't have to see you for months. Whereas
plus you
growing
have a
vegetables
market
all
for
year
your-
round
and
is
you have a
so
market for the food.
labour-intensive.
So labour intensive.
Yeah.
So this is
Well, this is easy.
this is
Yeah.
way better.
and so much
You
more
can see her
fun.
pruning. It's like this.
You're
Yeah.
just pruning. I'm sort of putting a book tape in and just
Yeah.
going la 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 la.
And
la,
also,
la,
I mean, let's
loving
be
it.
honest, drinking English sparkling wine is just something, there's something more appealing about that than
than
eating
a
a
potato.
cucumber. Yeah.
We've got some for you to try.
Do you?
So
You've got to be honest, Julie.
I'm going to be
Yes,
honest.
yes.
And
You
you've
know,
just
it is-
started this.
know.
How many years?
Well, we planted them years ago, so
So 2016, 17.
yeah.
Right.
But really
This is our first proper
2022 was
vintage.
the first.
Was the
It takes about
Yeah.
sort of 5
Does
sort of
it?
years for them
Yes.
to get to maturity.
So
Yes.
when
And
you
2022
planted
was a
these,
very-
how big were they?
They were just tight little shoots.
I mean, this is going to be a bad year. It's been so wet.
Yeah.
There are a few little bunches.
Yeah,
When we,
that's all right.
because we planted
This
them. I mean,
is-
when you put them in, you literally just put them in.
Do you?
In little lining? You just go plop, and you put little holes in, and you just go. Duh, duh. So we did this,
Right.
and it's really, that is labour intensive.
Yep.
I can tell you.
And then
and
they
then they
just
slowly
grow.
started emerging.
Look at these
Yeah.
lovely grapes. So this is the Chardonnay side.
This
is
is
that
Chardonnay.
right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
But they're
And
not
this is
looking
Pinot Noir.
fabulous. I
Well,
can't
they're
deny.
looking. I mean,
But
listen.
you don't have a good year every year. And actually, I still quite like that. Anyway, this is our wine.
That looked
okay?
nice.
So,
and then look at the backdrop.
I know.
is a bottle
It's quite
of our-
minimalistic.
It's perfect. My gosh, where am I? Am I really in England?
I know.
I
Are you back in Provence?
I mean, yeah, exactly. That's where I feel. And it's rosé.
yeah.
It's rosé.
As we
'cause
say, a
slight
happy
blush
accident.
From the red skins coming through. Anyway, let's
Yeah.
try some.
This
Okay.
is
And you know
so
the other
exciting.
thing, Julie, what is really good about this, it's only 11%. So it's
Oh,
a very
okay, I like that.
quaffable, you know, it's not going to
Yeah, no,
knock
it's not
you
like
sideways.
17.5%. Let me just
Yeah.
look at your bottle here.
I mean,
before you
we've
look at this. Carlton Towers, Yorkshire, England. Wine of England, rosé spark. Oh my gosh. You
I
guys,
know,
this
I
is
know.
so
Well,
exciting.
we are very excited about it. You know, we're
okay,
not.
but you've got to be honest about it.
Okay, I'm going to be honest.
But we had, I tell you, we had for this big house party that our brother-in-law had this weekend. We had lots of very, very sort of rich and rare people, and the guy who had his own vineyard and is very, you know, he really
He
knows
knows
a
his
thing
stuff.
about it, and he wasn't just being polite. He said, "I'm telling you, this is really very nice. Praise indeed." That's
yeah,
all I need
that's
to
all
hear.
you want.
You know, just tell us, be honest. You know, we're never going to learn anything if
Right,
you're not.
exactly.
You know.
Here we go.
There we are. There we are.
Okay, there we go. Well, ooh, well done, well done, well done. I know you have to like. It's very
Oh, there's like a plug in there.
so exciting.
That's
Little
Oh, that's
protein.
extra. Pay extra for that.
It's extra protein. And look at the.
I
the
know.
backdrop.
That's it. I mean, it's a shame it's not sunny now, but it's actually more dramatic if you
No,
like.
it is. I mean, it's
Yeah.
the clouds have form, and so
Yes,
you know, and
indeed.
there's different, you know, hues of grey. It's all looking fantastic.
That's a.
Got a little bright patch over
Now
there.
your
Okay,
glass your glass is half full as opposed to we always say half empty, isn't it? Cheers.
Cheers to you
Okay,
both.
so-
Cheers, and a joy to see
Cheers.
you again, Julie. I
So
really
nice to
mean
see
it.
you.
I really mean it.
Here it goes.
Right, have a good old sniff.
Be honest.
Sniff, yeah.
See, I do think
You guys, it's so good. I'm not just saying that.
there's almost a rosiness to it. I mean
There's
rose as in.
something-
I mean, it's just English sparkling wine. It's not like
We haven't even
champagne.
added sugar to it.
It's not biscuity. It's not.
We normally
it's
do
just-
something called dosage, where you add a bit of sugar, and we haven't had to do that. And you know, I know.
This
you
is
know, we're really pleased with it.
delicious.
Really pleased with it.
Wow. So this was 2022. So how was that year? Excellent year.
That was a really warm, hot.
It was a
year.
hot summer, which we've forgotten all
Right.
about, haven't
Yeah,
we?
yes.
So 22
You
was
know.
a really hot summer.
I can't put my finger on this. This is delicious. I could drink this all day long. Do you ever do that? Just
No, no, I don't.
Could try and sell some.
Ironically, Gerald doesn't really even like sparkling
I
wine.
actually don't really like sparkling wine. But I quite like this. I like a glass of this.
I mean,
Because it's just light, it's fruity.
Yeah, it is.
It's an English summer sparkling wine, I think.
yeah,
This
it's
is
a
marketing.
hell of a
This
backdrop.
This is a hell of a backdrop.
yeah.
I think, yeah, I've got some marketing ideas for you if you're not already doing it. But
Well,
this
we
is
we
the
need
new.
marketing ideas.
And then you can see up there. What does it say on the top?
It says,
On the
oh, it's your
Mieux
your
sera.
tomato.
It's your,
Yeah,
it's
it will be better.
Yeah.
Well, cheers,
Cheers
to both.
to you, Julie, and
Thank
a
you.
joy.
Treat.
It,
And here's
it
to-
will be better. We better,
yeah,
we better
Mieux
toast
sera.
it up there.
There we
will be
go.
It
better.
will be
We
better.
better.
Dad, to you, we've
Yes.
got wine in the walled garden at Carlton. You
Oh,
must
The
be
mighty
very pleased with that.
Duke.
the mighty,
Mighty
Duke.
Duke.
So proud looking
Duke
down
Yeah, yeah.
What a spectacular visit to Carlton Towers. It has been glorious. You too can sample the delicious wine and stay in style and experience a very special house party. I look forward to seeing you soon for another historic house visit. Bye, everybody.